Okay, so I'm using my phone to record this video because it's just easier this way. I'm trying to keep my promise of at least one video a month. But what I wanted to talk about today is, back a few years ago, I spoke a lot about, financial, fixing your finances and budgeting and, money talk. So I want to get back into that. And I want to share with you some of the things that I am doing to sort of achieve what we'll call financial health. Um, so the first thing what I'm going to talk about today in this video is this month, March. For the first time, I am actually going to experiment with what I call a cash only basis. Now, I pay all my bills from my checking account in terms of, my phone bill, my light bill, my mortgage, my all those bills. Student loans, all those things come from my checking account. But what I was doing, I was using my credit card to shop, to buy groceries, to day to day living. Um, so I would pay back money towards the credit card, but I was spending more than I was paying, so the balance just not seemed to be going anywhere. So I'm like, okay. One of my friends suggested that try using my checking account for those expenses. So what I decided to do was to make it even more difficult is to go on a cash only basis for those expenses. So, I still use my budget spreadsheet. I don't live without it. I mean, that's for those of you who've been with me from since back in the day. I had that budget spreadsheet, which I sent to a lot of you. So I still use it. And what I've decided to do starting March 1st for this month, I withdrew from the bank cash for my day-to-day living and my food expenses. I have a budget for that. And I withdrew that amount in cash. And the whole idea is to use that money, and when it's done, it's done. So if at the end of the month I ain't got nothing left, I can't eat. Well, not really, but so I noticed today is March 3rd, and I noticed that I'm very, like when I go to the grocery store, I'm very mindful now of what I'm putting in my cart, and I'm very particular of how I'm spending my cash, because I'm like, this shit's gonna last for the whole month. Because before, I'll use my credit card or my debit card, and you're not really paying close attention to how much you're spending until at the end of the month when I plug it in my budget and I'm like, damn, I spent so much on food this month. So now that I have set that spending limit, it forces me to make sound decisions of what I'm spending it on. So instead of going to the grocery and picking up every little knickknack that I see and we're like, oh, I want to try this. Oh, I want to try this. And then it stays in the house and goes bad. Or I buy, vegetables in bulk and then it goes bad because I don't use it fast enough. Now that I'm just using cash, I just buy what I need, So that's the first thing that I want to share with you guys, that no credit card are going to be, I'm not going to add on any spending to the credit card for this month. No credit card purchases. Everything's going to be from that cash bucket. And so I want to see how that works out for March. And then, so I continued to make, my credit card payments, and now I could see my balance going down because I'm not adding to it. So that's one of the first things I want to share with you guys, because I don't know if I added this to my vision board when I shared it with you guys, but one of the things that I added to my vision board is that I would like to save $100,000 within 10 years, which it means I want to save at least $10,000 a year. So in order for me to do that, I have to start planning from now. And there's a saying that goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So in order for me to achieve my goals, I have to plan. So that's the first thing I've put in place towards achieving my financial goals, is to start transitioning to a cash only basis, meaning that if the money is not in my hand, I can't spend it. And all my bills are to be paid from my checking account, which I already do, thank God. So that was a good thing. But yeah, so I would definitely check in at the end of March and let you know how that goes. So far so good, but it's only March 3rd, and I already find like, damn, I spent so much in the grocery. I think it was Monday or wherever day I went to the grocery. No, the 1st. I went to the grocery on the 1st, which was Wednesday, and I bought like almost $70 worth of groceries, and I was like, oh my God. Before, I just swipe my card and be like, nothing. Now that I have to fork out the cash, it's like, oh my God. So that's part 1 to this series. I will come back in and tell you the other things that I am doing to achieve my financial goals. And feel free to share in the comments, what are you doing to achieve your financial goals? Bye guys.